Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem of England.
Teams have taken the field. Perhaps the best way to describe lineups is describing for Germany, who remains the same. 8 changes to their order for the second consecutive game. Just Babette Peter, Jennifer Marajan, and Lena McGool return. For England, a team that only makes 2 changes, bringing a familiar face back to Washington, D.C. in Jodie Taylor, who starred for the Washington Spirit in the NWSL. And Jade Moore returning to the order for the English national side. Michelle Pye of Canada is the referee. Between the 2 captains, Steph Houghton and Jennifer Marajan. For Germany, already eliminated from the Cup contention in the SheBelieves Cup after finishing 2nd last year by virtue of their 1-0 defeat to the United States in the opener in Philadelphia last week. And their 0-0 draw as Steffi Jones trying to figure out the right pieces for this group in her first year as the coach. A group that sees so many changes, all players, the 20 field players that is, have played for Germany. Whereas for England, Mark Sampson hopes this is the group that can finally win international gold in a major competition. He's trying to teach his team how to win at the highest level, and perhaps there's no better marker for their improvement than their 1-0 win as Ellen White scored in the 89th minute against the United States on Saturday at Red Bull Arena outside New York City. 49 goals for Anya Mittag, seeking number 50, coming off the bench against France. How big of an impact will she make for the Germans? England, 5th ranked in the world. Germany, number 2. For England, a win, and they have a chance to win the SheBelieves Cup. We are underway in Washington, D.C. in RFK Stadium. So glad you could be with us. As for Germany, this is their 3rd women's game played in this stadium. They were here in 1996 for the Olympics, and they were here in 2003 for the Women's World Cup. A collision for the English national side in the red jerseys, moving right to left. Germany left to right. Cutting back is Bronze. And now the cross is simple for Laura Benkart. Makes her first start of this tournament and defeated England 2-1 in the SheBelieves Cup last year. Lessa. Turned over by Meyer. Taylor quickly stripped. Laura Bassett allows it out for the English. Demi Stokes played for South Florida in the American Athletic Conference in the United States at the collegiate level to throw for England. Mentioned Taylor, Oregon State, her college ball was with Portland for one rather uneventful year in 2015, but far more offered on the field as a member of the Washington Spirit prior to that. Some room for bronze, who rung one off the crossbar in the 89th that Ellen White was able to cash in against the United States on Saturday. Carney takes a deflection, and the first corner of the match belongs to the English. Jordan Nobbs take the corner for England. Bounds through the box. Jade Moore got the first touch. Germany clears the danger. Pop plays it wide. This is an English team that was victimized by the set piece in the first game of this tournament, ceding 2 goals to France off headers in the final 15 minutes of play, including the 5th minute of stoppage time. Foul conceded by the Germans. Pop giving chase. Taylor. Touched wide for Stokes. Tipped out by Meyer. Stokes and the English have had the better of play in the first 4 minutes. A needless turnover. So Tony Duggan simply couldn't hang on. Pop fouled from behind. So against Laura Bassett, who coming into this tournament had just 1 cap in the last 12 months for the Lionesses. Nice opening for Nobbs. Nobbs fires. That's deflected by Henning. And out for a corner for England again. So Nobbs will head off to the corner again. Just 5 goals scored in the first 4 games of this tournament, which isn't to say that it hasn't been exciting, but rather plenty of opportunity. Goalkeeping has been tremendous. Comes loose to the top of the box. Not nearly good enough. The shot from Farrah Williams. Corner took a deflection from a German player. Williams was there, simply didn't hit it well enough. Tony Duggan, who's the player for England, well, forced that ball to a dangerous position as the header finds Siobhan Chamberlain, who starts for the 2nd consecutive game for the English. Perhaps best known for replacing Karen Bardsley in the quarterfinals the Women's World Cup after Bardsley had that issue with the turf allergy in Canada. But has certainly held her own in this tournament. Meyer deflected out, comes to Mittag, and the whistle goes against the Germans. Lanny Meyer saying this week her generation in this German soccer program needs to take some more responsibility for the future of the team as they come off that Olympic gold medal in Rio. Williams. Attack on again for the English. The shot is just wide from Jodie Taylor. Williams simply putting that ball forward and taking a nice hop for the English. Carney setting up. Off-target attempt. Mittag pushed by Stokes. Flag up. Foul against the English. Maybe a chance for the Germans to hit the reset button 8 minutes into the game. Group that's been held scoreless in 2 consecutive games for the first time since the 2015 Women's World Cup. The second of those games came in the 3rd place match, this same English national team. Prior to this, they had scored in 17 consecutive games. Germany, they're inside 20 yards from the end line for the first time in this match. McGool. Blessa right at Chamberlain. Blessa, who didn't feature in the most recent contest for the Germans against France on Saturday. What a difference in conditions from New Jersey to Washington, D.C. 30 degrees Fahrenheit up to 65. Mittag. Stepping over, playing wide. Meyer tries to turn the corner on Stokes. Just a goal kick. Bassett. Pop on the turn. Came off the bench against France, but 9 in white. Already a top 10 goal scorer in German women's soccer history. He's back in the starting order. Sliding shot well off target. Nina McGool, the effort. Just her 10th cap with the national team. And McGool starts where the ball was at the beginning of this replay and finds her way horizontally across the face of goal, although just not enough power on that sliding effort at the end. McGool's already shown the ability to score a couple of goals against Turkey in a Euro qualifier. Interesting to see if she can't get a bit more involved in this affair than she was in the last. Trailing back Peter. Duggan into the corner, a throw for Germany. Pershofsky's throw joined by an English foul. Eckhart's pass finds Steffi Jones, but she's not in a uniform, at least not anymore. Not earning her 112th German cap today. She tries to direct the troops. Big shoes to fill for Germany. This her first head coaching job. She finds herself leading the #2 team in the world. Pop a dribbling exhibition. Henning trailing backwards from Moore. Stokes. Carney. Carney fires. That deflected. And the turn through the Williams challenge. When these teams met last year, the fireworks were early and late. A 9th-minute goal for England from Tony Duggan. And then conceding a penalty and conceding an own goal in the final 20 minutes. So Germany, since that loss to England in the 2015 Women's World Cup final, have split 3 meetings, a win, a draw, and a loss. England hadn't won a match against the Germans until the 21st meeting. This is the 24th. Lifted towards Mittag. Pressure still on for Germany. Blessa. Meyer. Goes back to Henning. Brief amount of time with Arsenal in England. Move back to Lyon in France. Dangerous pass, Bronze pressing. Germany full retreat. Clever pass, Meyer didn't get there. Bassett deflecting back to midfield. Peter, Williams tried to slice that by, instead Mittag. Meyer tried to hold on, Mittag couldn't grab it, instead falls to Blessa. Blessa towards the end line, plays it across, and Mittag simply overshot. Seeking that elusive 50th goal. And the ball made its way back wide. You see Mittag earlier in the play, gradually working her way into the box. And blasts it well past the net. As Germany's scoring woes continue. A face worth 1,000 words for a group that hasn't scored in 2 straight for the first time in nearly 2 years. It's Duggan. Comes now to Carney. Carney lifts it across the box. Wasn't able to find Taylor. Blessa's clearance falls for Williams. Tries to loft it ahead. And comes down to Debritz. Moves back into the lineup. Turned 22 a couple of weeks ago. 13 in white. cleared by Houghton. Sliding to Carney. Pass intended for Moore finds Stokes, who glides up to Meyer and plays it long. Henning kicks it away from Duggan. Henning, who slots back in to the center along with Babette Peter in this match. A couple of different center back pairings have featured for Germany. Maybe Catherine Henrich in the last game. Blessa. Kick back by Duggan. Moore. Pointing. Gets the ball. Stokes, perhaps one of the better examples of the She Believes mantra, was laughed out of the room when she used to say she wanted to be a professional player. Stokes playing for Manchester City now, a team that's really focused its resources into the women's game in England. Perhaps best embodies the concept of She Believes, which the United States women's national team helped turn into this competition in 2016. Certainly She Believes her English side with a win has a very real chance to carry the cup home across the pond come the end of the day. Stokes. Net by Meyer. Whistle against Blessa. He's pulling from behind. Just her 16th appearance with the national team. That's a pretty steady narrative. This German side, who most recent game fielded a team of 11 that had combined just 281 international caps. Knobs knotted out. Taylor didn't have any support. Can Germany turn this, bring it back on a counter? Mittag couldn't collect it. Comes down in the box. Duggan keeps it in play. Carney now has the overlapping run, but chooses to glide in on her own. Contact, but no whistle. Back to midfield. "20 minutes gone between Germany and England without a goal scored. It's at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. The sun still shining, although rain in the forecast. Throw for Germany. Stokes bodying away for Meyer. Lifted for Taylor. The pass too heavy. Knobs, who scored against France earlier in the tournament, trying to connect with Taylor, moves back into the starting order. off the bench on Saturday. Routed out by Stokes. Left back for an English side who came into this tournament saying they just want to find a way to win against top 3 teams in the world. Taylor trying to race on. Henning kicks it out. Stokes turned it over on the throw-in, and running downfield, Marajan. Marajan creates space, takes a deflection, goes out to Pop, who allows it out for a corner. The German captain, who's just as good defensively as a midfielder as she is off the dribble, carrying that ball the majority of the field, and creating an opportunity for herself, setting up a German corner kick. Sarah Debritz off to take it. Second bite at the apple for Germany. Again, it's Debritz. Offside. Meyer just a step ahead of the back line. And watch Marajan. Great individual effort running by Farrah Williams all the way into the final third and creating the opportunity to shoot. Marajan, 31 goals, the youngest player to ever play in the Bundesliga on the women's side back when she was just 14 years old. She's 24 now. And it's incredible just how young she still is. Germany on the attack again. Magul. Magul bounces it through. Stokes allows Chamberlain to pick it up. Chamberlain seeds it back to Germany's side that seems to have found their legs in the last 5 minutes. Pop brings it down, lifts the cross. Debritz chasing it down but won't get there in time. What a piece of skill from Pop to stop on a dime and lift it across the back line, and just too heavy a touch for Debritz. And Duggan down at midfield for the English. She scored against Germany in the first 10 minutes, the SheBelieves Cup last year in Nashville, Tennessee, but she seems to be pointing down that left leg. And Mark Sampson, who has 6 subs available for use, considering what comes next. Samson, just 34 years old, telling his team this week, make memories, certainly, but fight for a Euro spot. And so the thumbs up goes back to the head coach, just in case a couple of English bodies warming up. Took this team to third place in the Women's World Cup, and one unlucky own goal away from a potential trip to the finals of that tournament. Duggan back up on her feet. The trainer had given a thumbs up a moment ago. But unclear just how much she's hampered at the moment. And she's waiting with the fourth official to come back on. Sheena Dickinson there at the bottom of your screen, standing with Duggan. So for the time being, England playing with 10. And Duggan released back into the field of play. Houghton rises, Daybritz bringing it down. Cuts it back. Meyer making a run. And the Bronze cleared the danger. Touch back to Peter. And now Henning. Blessa. Moving numbers forward. Taylor turning to her back shoulder. Williams. Bronze. Certainly has a cannon should she have gotten by. Instead, down to the field. Germany trying to counter. Here comes Leonie Meyer. Tags it wide. Blessa into the corner. Meyer. The cross. It's over everybody. And Pop simply mistimed her jump. Frustration evident. The 25-year-old goal scorer. A win paired with a draw between the United States and France in the second game will be crowned the SheBelieves Cup champion in 2017. If the United States were to win the second game and England were to win this first, it would come down to goal differential. But France with 4 points ahead of everybody in the standings, and a win against the U.S. tonight would seal their victory in this tournament. Meyer, part of the only team already eliminated, Germany. And England maybe will look back wondering what could have been. They did not cede points in the last 10 minutes against France in Philadelphia last week. Blessa, Bankard. Houghton. Up by Carney. Marajan. Meyer. Jody Taylor in a foot race with Peter. Bankart, bounding ball, clears it away as Taylor never stopped coming. Play coming back. Our Canadian official resetting the ground rules of this upcoming free kick. A corner for England. It'll be Jordan Nobbs again, a captain all throughout the youth levels. We saw injuries derail her 2015 Women's World Cup. Nobbs on the corner. Hop got the header. Comes to Williams. Curling shot on the ground. Is deflected yet again. And Williams commits the foul on the run out. As the ball came to McGool and the effort to get that ball back, Williams just a bit haphazard. McGool is it wide. Ball aimed for Pop. Blasted back across the face of goal. Pop went down a bit easily. Comes down to Meyer, setting up a shot that's off the crossbar from McGool. And then the flag up for offside on the rebound. Is this a rip? Meyer setting up McGool, who's only scored 2 goals at the international level and nearly slotted that past Chamberlain, who seemed prepared to let that go by without a touch. That quite nearly wound up in the back of the net. And that's the best chance so far for the Germans and McGool. Comes down to Nobbs, crosses, the shot is right at Bankart. Duggan took the effort for the English, right at the German goalkeeper. Duggan all alone at the bottom of your screen, and had all kinds of room to shoot. Lessa gets by Duggan and spins out right as Stokes came forward. And Duggan is going into the book on the edge of the 36th minute. Duggan simply trying to keep the run out from getting too advanced. Certainly got enough of Blessa to earn the foul. So Germany, who have been knocking on the door for the last 10 minutes, Marajan get nearly enough to challenge the English. lifted long by Carney. Knobs. And Bronze sneaking up. Magul. Mintog. Meyer. Reverses. Mintog's pass. Out by Duggan. Shofsky. And now Peter. Henning and Pop can't connect. Stokes. Germany in the early going under Steffi Jones, 35 goals, none allowed in Euro qualifiers. Didn't really see the level of competition that they have in this tournament. That combined with their expectation of using younger players and getting them used to the kind of travel they'll see in the Euros, forced them to struggle a bit on the offensive end as they give it away. Knobs over the top, long run, Carney. Comes to Blessa from Henning. Carney's found herself in all kinds of places. Free on the right wing, this time running right down the center. Has worked in both close quarters and on the run. And she lifts it over the 18-yard box. Meyer. Mintog. Houghton's pass intercepted. Kershofsky trying to take on Knobs. Put the pressure the other way. Marajan. Lifted by Magul. Contact as she released. Marajan lobs it into the box. Pop the header, offside netting. Better work from the Germans on this set piece. Lofted over everybody, Pop coming free, and the arms extended from Josephine Henning. We thought the goal-scoring drought for the German national side was over. Mintog still running it down. Chamberlain got it on the deflection from the captain, Houghton. Chamberlain missed some time in the Euro qualifiers last year, but has drawn Sweden this year, beaten the United States. Some really quality performances in goal for this English national team. Taylor was the target. Stokes again. Lifted by Carney. Down to Marajan. Peter. Kershofsky waits it out and takes on Knobs. Henning. Mintog sliding in. Came to Knobs. Taylor, the target again, and Hart grab it. Mittag. Meyer. Nutmegs by one. Can't get by a second. Moore lost it. Marjan. That deflection is off towards the corner. Looked like it was going for a throw, so the Germans at Blesa take over. Meyer, as Germany in the 43rd minute applying more and more pressure, and they allow it to elapse as Meyer was playing Blesa into an offside position. England, a draw in the grand scheme of things against Germany would be considered, particularly given their history of only taking 2 results in 23 matches all time, would be a good thing. But in this tournament, it simply wouldn't be enough if they want to unseat the United States as the inaugural SheBelieves Cup champions of a year ago. Germany continuing to attack nearing halftime. Mittag gets behind the defense and scores! Her 50th international goal, and Germany pull in front. It felt like Germany had been building to this throughout the last 15 minutes, and finally they break through. Magul allows Mittag to get by and curls it by Chamberlain and into the net. Their first goal of the tournament comes in the 3rd game. Magul once more. And England of late, a bit out of sorts. And it would behoove them to find their way to the locker room as quickly as they can, given the recent run of play. Mittag's 50th goal with the national team in 152 appearances, scored in all 3 games of the SheBelieves Cup last year, but had gone cold to start this set of games. Two minutes of added time. Germany scores in the 44th minute. If Germany were to win, it would set up a de facto championship game, with France winning on a draw against the United States, but that's still a long way away. Throw for Kershofsky. That header lands for Carney. Henning well outside her traditional spot, but Peter there to cover down the middle. Taylor trying to get behind Peter. Poor touch. Nobbs. And England grabbed one back before the half. Meyer keeping for Germany. Out at the midfield line. Taylor, Carney into space, chips that ahead, and if Nobbs had been just a few yards further forward, she could have continued her run. Clever from Carney, if she'd been on the same wavelength as Nobbs. Halftime at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. The 50th career goal for Anja Mittag in her 152nd appearance. And this tremendous rivalry between these two teams has only continued today. In the 44th minute, it's Anja Mittag putting Germany on the board. At halftime, Germany 1, England 0. Anja Mittag and Germany return to the field at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., and now light showers coming down over the field. Her 50th career goal certainly makes it a landmark game for her as they try to knock off England, get their first win of the SheBelieves Cup in their preparation for the 2017 Euro Championships. As Mittag certainly expects to be a featured player in that affair. That's enough for Leonie Meyer. Onto the field is Christine Damon, who came off the bench as well against France on Saturday. Germany and England on to the second half. The Germans score in the 44th minute. Anja Mittag. Will it be enough to hold off the English as they need a win in their pursuit of the SheBelieves Cup title, as paired with a France-USA draw in the second game of this doubleheader here in Washington, D.C., and they would be the champions, or if they're able to win on goal differential against the United States, if the U.S. were to beat France paired with an England victory. As back onto the field, a little bit late to the affair, Mark Sampson. '34-year-old rushing out of the tunnels here at what was originally built as a multi-use stadium in 1960 for American football and for baseball. Kicked out by Stokes. Stadium that holds well over 40,000. And in this coming couple of hours, it should be more full than not. And a substitution coming for Germany. A bit on the unexpected side. Lisa Weiss checks in as Almut Schult, it appears, will not feature. This is the third goalkeeper for this German side. Odd to do that about a minute and a half into the second half. One wonders if she wasn't quite ready to go coming out of the locker room. Tough to really say, but she may well find herself in the midst of the action quite quickly. Nobbs have a second go at it. Rons. Nobbs drives in. Curler just wide. Weiss almost found herself on the receiving end of a blast that just missed the post. Getting back on side to receive the ball. And Nobbs waiting it out. Not a bad thought, Jordan Nobbs. That's how close you can be to greatness and amount to a goal kick. Mittag comes to Moore. Belongs to the English. Jade Moore moving from Birmingham to Notts County last summer. Called up all the way back in 2011, 10 years ago. Before that call-up, she found out she had 2 holes in her heart. A tremendous comeback story that certainly plays right into the narrative of this tournament, the SheBelieves Cup tournament. In its second year, created by the United States national team to inspire women not only in the United States, but certainly across these 4 countries and beyond. And Germany, England, France, and the United States have all certainly bought in, making it an important tournament for the top 5 teams in the world. as Germany in the white jerseys attack right to left. Damon just out of the reach of Krzyzewski. Damon debuted in the Euro qualifiers back in October. Krzyzewski, her 17th cap. Playing that outside fullback position. Blessa. Magul. Lifted into the box and out to grab it is Chamberlain. Five minutes played. Germany, the better of the ball, open this second half as England seeks to come back from 1-goal deficit, give themselves a chance to win the SheBelieves Cup. Jody Taylor walks over to the official. The ball was kicked out by the English. Show of good sportsmanship back in play, and Taylor appears to be okay. English coming off perhaps their biggest win, 1-0 over the United States, the #1 team in the world, facing the #2 ranked German side. The Germans attacking again, trying the right flank. Damon fires, and that well off. Damon looking for her first goal, and it was ambitious. Just never curled back towards the net. And England goes to their bench. Millie Bright comes on for Farrah Williams. Bright, who has yet to score on the international stage. For Williams, who hasn't scored in about 2 years, but does have 40 goals to her credit. So we'll see what the 23-year-old can do. Meanwhile, carrying ahead Magul. Blessa. Skitters out. Debritz. Henning. Plenty of real estate. Marajan, as dangerous as they come. Creates space, curls in the cross. And it was slated to be a corner, and the effort to kick it away will just let that leak over the end line from Stokes. Marajan with this much space is one of the scariest sights an English defender can see. And Marajan had two players in the area. She's over the ball on this corner kick. Marajan aiming for Pop. Comes out to Damon. And a player down for England back in the box. And it's Houghton, English captain. She was the marker on Alexandra Pop. And that's where the cross from Marajan was headed. You're watching 5 in white in the middle of your screen. And pardon, 5 in red. Colliding heads with Pop. A bit slow to her feet. Pop's credit, raced over to Houghton to check in on her. Houghton, who's perhaps the most recognizable player in the women's game in England, colliding with Pop, one of the best scorers for this German national team. Best against best. And Houghton works her way back up onto your screen and back into her central defensive position. By Bright. Kicked in by Nobbs. A chance for Taylor. Cleared away at the last moment by Peter. The corner for the English. Look to move quickly. Jordan Nobbs plays it low. The turn from Duggan. Nobbs trying to play it back. Duggan had tried to curl around and come back onside. And a goal kick for Germany. By Taylor. Ending that 10-month stint at Arsenal in England. Now defending a team that certainly has their fair share of gunners on it. By Bassett. It's back to Weiss. Kershofsky, 29-year-old playing with Wolfsburg. Weiss under pressure, makes the right pass, but unable to escape the English pressure. It's certainly something to watch in this half as Weiss tries to gain her bearings coming in a minute and a half into the second. Weiss out to get it. This is just the fourth appearance for Lisa Weiss at the international senior level. Taylor, Nobbs, brought down by Marajan with the back heel. Kershofsky, tagged from behind by Bronze. Kershofsky again. Can't keep that in. Nobbs will throw quickly. Taylor, plenty of speed. Nice touch. Can't latch on. You can tell there's just a little more anxiety from this English team as the assistant coach leaps up off the bench, try and get the ball back in play. Headed towards Taylor, cleared by Peter. Brought down by Houghton. Nobbs going back, Bronze over the top. Marajan pressured. Back to Houghton. Houghton broke in at Sunderland in 2002 as a striker. Now the national team captain on central defense. The back pass channel closed up by Taylor. Mid-talk pushed by Houghton. Germany goes back to the subs. Each team allowed 6 in this SheBelieves Cup. Kershofsky, the left back, checks out. And Verena Feist comes on, who played 44 minutes against the United States off the bench and showed well against France on Saturday. It's really dangerous for this German side. Feist finds the ball immediately, plays Pop. Mittag running down the middle. Pop taking on the defense. Debritz. Feist. Game on. Debritz again. Has options. Comes down to Mittag. Cleared out to Taylor, who tries to hold up play. And England trying to get a substitution on, but Germany looks to throw first. Ellen White, the hero of that last affair, is left waiting for just a moment longer. Carney. Looking for Taylor. Peter, the defense. Moore drops it back. Bronze. Moore. Trying to play the open player on the left-hand side. Finally, the ball finds Carney. Spinning around in the battle of the 20s. Magul still defending. Dolman there to break the play up for Germany. Mittag tackled by Bassett. And England goes to the bench. Jody Taylor, the former Washington Spirit player, on her way off. Played with Portland in the NWSL as well. Ellen White, who suffered ACL tears in 2008, 2014, a collarbone injury in 2016, slowing her progression as one of the great English scorers, is on now. 20 goals in 60 appearances, including that all-important 20th in the 89th minute against the United States on Saturday. White wearing 11 in red. Off the head of Pop. Bronze juggling it away from trouble, and finally away from Mittag. Bronze was playing on the razor's edge there for a moment. '65th minute in Washington, D.C. Light rain falling in the United States as Germany and England meet in the SheBelieves Cup, the third and final match day. Germany a free kick along the touchline for Jennifer Marajan. Marajan, the service. And for Henning, Bronze put her head to it. Still on. Feist. Good move by White. Knotted out by Bright. And another injured player. This from Germany. That's Alexandra Popp, who can be so physical in her attempt to get to the ball on these corner kicks. We saw a few moments ago she collided heads with Houghton. Popp, who in 2010 in the under-20 Women's World Cup won the Golden Boot and scored 10 goals, is walking off and shaking her head. Steffi Jones trying to get back on the winning track for Germany, playing without Popp for the time being. At the bottom of your screen, 9 in White, going up against White. And Bronze had also risen up and leaned back towards her. That contact, and just as fast as she was off, she's back on. Perhaps that's what we should expect in a game like this. Ellen White saying, after scoring the game winner against the United States, that it set up what felt to the English side like a final in this tournament. England knowing that they need a win to have a chance to take the trophy back at the end of the night. And a yellow card coming. And Bright beside herself. Right, the player for Chelsea. An injured player still. There's Bright, 6 in red. And Ittog catching Bright's high arcing boot. Injured players everywhere amongst the German forwards and the English defenders. Nothing bad enough to have somebody leave the game yet. Ittog looking to come back on already. But jogs on a little gingerly as the goal kick coming for England. Ittog back on with her 50th career goal in the 44th minute. And in the 69th, it's Germany ahead of England, 1-0. Not enough juice to get by the German back line. Right, the deflection in midfield. And the move is on for Duggan. Plays it ahead. White. He guarded off by Peter, and the foul called against White. And Peter earning her money again, one of the best central defenders in the world. And White, that pull on the jersey was probably most notable to the official who was trailing from behind. White seeking her second goal in as many games, denied by the terrific defense of Peter. As the ball fly to her foot, she can't control it. Comes wide to Nobbs, who tries to keep it in front of her. Instead, plays it down towards the end line, serves it out in front, deflected back out. It's Bronze. She's dangerous. It fires off of White. The clearance not nearly good enough, but it deflects wide left and belongs to the Germans, if only for a second, as Nobbs is pointing the other way, and it stays with Feist. Up the right-hand side with speed, Blesa takes on Stokes. Mittag lifts it towards Pop. Bounces free to Carney. Foul. And the yellow cards are flowing now as Damon goes into the book. Carney just getting tripped up as she angled by. And Damon picks up a yellow for Germany. Chasing after Pop, who utilizes the spin. Feist playing it into the middle of the field. Turned over. White on the run. Brought down and a foul. Needless foul. Arms outstretched from Feist. She picks up a yellow card. And that ball seemed clearly destined to go out without a touch. And for a better look, Ellen White being cleaned out by Feist. That turned the tide for the English. Lisa Weiss only has a handful of international caps, is in goal trying to defend this free kick. All eyes on whether the young goalkeeper could be up to the task. Meanwhile, Jill Scott is waiting to come on, and England will get a substitute in as Jade Moore comes off. And Jill Scott, who scored 5 goals in Euro qualifying, including result-changing goals against Bosnia and Belgium, comes on. Could she help England draw level in the 73rd? Carney headed just wide. The service was good. White knows it. And that was a solid amount of the ball for White to try and steer that on net. Mark from Damon did make it harder for her to really put power and direction on that. Meanwhile, Marajan kicks it long. Bronze trails back, the former Anson Dorrance product out of UNC. If you're playing for the Tar Heels as a foreign player, clearly Anson will judge talent. Played her college ball about a 5-hour drive away from Washington, D.C., about 225 miles in North Carolina. Two players converge. Scott comes away with the ball. Marajan touches it wide. It's Magul who serves. Scott back towards midfield. Marajan directs it to the top of the box. Kicked by Mittag. The turn for Blesa. And deflects it off of Stokes for a corner. Marajan, so dangerous. Another corner against Chamberlain. The header from Henning glances wide, Pop serves it in again. Open header is just over. A golden chance for the Germans, over the top again. And Mittag stays there the entire time, gets lost. That's the second time she's been inside 10 yards with a free look and has not been able to score. Of course, in the 44th, she did score. And in the 76th, Mittag picks up a yellow card. Mittag has spent 9 years Potsdam and on to Wolfsburg with a stop at PSG in the middle. Coming in late and high on bronze. Clearance falls to Bright. Did take a deflection on the way through, as Henning slow to get up. And another corner for the English. Moving now with urgency. A draw, and they're eliminated from the competition in this third and final match day. A win, and they would be ahead in the standings going into the final game. Knobs is looking for bronze, who rolls up. And a long-range volley right at Weiss. Stokes trying from way outside the box. Can Germany counter? Numbers getting back for England now. The turn from Magul. Feist. Marajan. Germany, no incentive to move too quickly in the 78th minute. They've been leading since the 44th. Damon. Bronze lost track of the ball. Debritz plays it off. Magul creates. Debritz, the left-footed shot. It got deflected on the way in. Foul. England moved the ball forward. This is the 5th game of the tournament. Only 6 goals have been scored. The defense has been tremendous. England trying to penetrate what at times feels like an impervious German back line that did not concede once in Euro qualifying. Winning their 8 games by a 35-0 margin. Houghton. Stokes. Stokes nods it out. Lena Magul on her way off. Again, showed a lot in this game for Germany. In just her 10th appearance, 22 years old. Strong work. Gives way to Sarah Dorsun. could argue that there are some fairly different objectives between these teams coming into the tournament. For the three European teams preparing for Euros, Germany, young players galore. Attack on for England, just over Knob's foot. And out for a goal kick. And it seemed like England was springing forward. Jill Scott had a nice pass out to Knobs and just slipped by her foot. Lifted over to Knobs. That's tremendous. Knobs, the cross, and it's off the top of the shoe and out of play from Tony Duggan. All alone on the back post. A tremendous pass to open play up. Ripped across. Weiss, for a moment, clears danger. Scott, lost by Bright. Marajan, lofting for Dorsoon. We'll get to it first. Flag up, offside. Stokes stepping forward with Bassett in the nick of time. Back play by Chamberlain, who only conceded one goal in this affair, done by Knobs. It's to Anya Mittag in the 44th minute. Mittag scoring her 50th international goal for the Germans. They hope it'll stand up. Bassett for Stokes. Long-range effort. The whistle, it's against Tony Duggan. Henning is down on the field. Duggan simply in a foot race. Bigger Henning. Meanwhile, Lena Peterman, who didn't feature against France, but did play against the United States, goes off. Will replace Anya Mittag. Her 50th international goal. Could have had a couple more. No need to dwell on the negative. In her 152nd appearance, Mittag applauds the Washington crowd. Her 50th goal in tow as she heads off to Steffi Jones's bench. Debritz. By Knobs from behind. Bronze takes it away. Two players converge. Comes to Peterman. Now Debritz. Scott stepping through the defender. Marajan clipping it. Led to White. And now Duggan looking for White. Henning got up in time. They're looking for a handball. It won't come. Carney. Played towards the middle, it's deflected by Henning. And here's Carney again. And it did look like she got away with one a moment ago, and it's kicked out by Feist. Flag up, offside. Jill Scott just seems perplexed by it all. Able to keep play moving for the Germans. Up the right-hand side, it's Blessa. Service. Got over Houghton. The English defender, the only one to get up there. And pop. A heavy collision with Nobbs near the touchline. Drew an audible gasp. And Nobbs taking that contact, never spilling to the ground. And just a throw for the English. Peterman trying to combine with Debritz. Bronze commits the foul. If this tournament has taught you anything, it's not to turn off yet. 89th minute, England knocking off the United States. Ellen White. 5th minute of stoppage time, England knocking off France. Pardon, France knocking off this English team, taking away what would have been an invaluable point, if not 3, and they held on late. Marajan bounces it to Siobhan Chamberlain. And Chamberlain tried to get it away, and the whistle blows. Play's coming back, and a yellow card goes to Peter. She simply felt that she had run in front of the goalkeeper without contact and deflected the ball back. England may have gotten away with one. This ball skipping up to Chamberlain. Peter just ran over in front of him. Pop rather ran over Pop. Marazon. Out. Comes White. Then Peter. Touchline. Bronze. Off of White. Germany controls a group that until 2015 against the English national team was invincible. 20 matches played, they hadn't lost once. These teams have split the last 3, a win, a draw, and a loss. Perhaps the most notable being the 2015 Women's World Cup bronze medal game, which England won, breaking a 20-game streak of futility against the Germans. Plenty of time left in this affair. Now for a corner, that certainly won't help. There'll be plenty of stoppage time. All the substitutions, and a handful of injuries in the second half as Marajan trots over. Her dad played for the Hungarian national team, 24-year-old born in Budapest. Will she put Chamberlain in danger again? Quick restart. Nobbs deflecting off of Dorsum. Bronze. And Germany stops play again. Paulina Braemar will come on for Sarah Debritz. Not a long walk. And the 20-year-old who's won 3 straight titles for Lyon is back on. Scott got a piece. 4 added minutes of stoppage time. White comes down, Scott slid wide. That ball coming down. Looked like that got off of Peter. Scott plays it to White. Scott, offside, flag is up, wouldn't have counted. Weiss made a terrific save if it had. Coming out and denying Tony Duggan. Play resuming so quickly as England try and score an equalizer late in Washington. For England, a loss or a draw won't be enough in the SheBelieves Cup. And yet, win or lose for England, you would say this was a very strong tournament. Knocking off the U.S., going toe-to-toe and leading in the final minutes against France. A strong performance against Germany. Pop fires! Knocked down by Chamberlain. England trying to move quickly. Maybe a bit too quickly for their own good. Chamberlain there again. Pop. Braemar. Off to the corner now. By Bronze, advantage played. Lifted towards White. Opportunity late for England. Henning boots it out. Duggan looking around. Nobbs plays it back to her. And Duggan serves across. Out towards Stokes. Imperative that she keeps the ball, but it comes to Dorsoon. And a German throw. And for Germany, results, draw, and at the moment, a win against their competitors in the Euros in July. It was not a bad performance either in this tournament after losing to the United States in Philadelphia on Wednesday. Full time, Germany takes 3 points in the finale of their SheBelieves Cup. And Anja Mittag scores for Steffi Jones' side who are back in the win column and finish with 4 points in the SheBelieves Cup. But neither England nor Germany will win it all in 2017's SheBelieves Cup. Mintalk scores in the 44th minute, and from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., the final score, Germany 1, England 0.